Shalom, today is April 11th, and it is 188 days of the war in Israel. There are two major news in Israel. Let's read it in Haaretz. This is what Israelis are reading today. Tzahal, the IDF killed 3 of the sons of Haniya. Ismail Haniya is one of the political leaders, is the political leader of Hamas in Gaza. And here it is. This is the car where his sons were traveling in, supposedly with 3 or 4 of Ismail Haniya's also grandchildren. Now this is in the midst of the talks of returning the hostages with Hamas, while Israel is waiting for an official answer from Hamas. So what about the timing? Not so good. Let's read Yediot Achronot. בישראל ובערב משלבים כוחות. משלבים כוחות is joining forces. So who is joining forces? Israel and America. Finally, joining forces towards the attack of Iran, the imminent attack of Iran. Iran has been threatening to attack Israel in a very terrible and strong way. So this is good news because Jerusalem and Israel there have been growing concerns that Washington is moving far away from Israel because of the, you can say, frustrations of the war in Gaza. So here we are joining forces with America towards any attack from Iran that's supposed to be very imminent against Israel. And the headline reads, Bein shnei iyumim, between 2 threats. And the 2 threats are these, Hachisul be'aza, the killing or the assassination in Gaza, which is the 3 children of Ismail Haniya, and the threats from Iran. They call it the revenge from Tehran. Let's take a closer look. Hachisul, the assassination of Ismail Haniya's 3 sons, is not because they were the sons of, but rather they are terrorists in the Hamas terrorist group. One of them, Amir, is actually a squad commander in the military wing of Hamas. This was a clear security necessity and a well-used opportunity as they were traveling in the car together. We saw in the picture the destruction of the car. At the same time, with this assassination going on in Gaza, the eyes are looking to Iran, ha'haftacha ha'Iranit l'nekama, because of the Iranian promise for revenge. The revenge is over the assassination of 2 Iranian commanders that were in Syria. It was about a couple weeks ago Israel killed. And Israel's message to the Americans is this: if Iran's proxies attack Israel and not Iran directly, the Israeli response will be towards Iran's proxies. And Israel further clarified that if an attack from Iran or from its proxies does not cause harm or damage, Israel will contain it, meaning it will not attack back. But above all, matkifa yeshira me'Iran, a direct attack from Iran, will lead to a strong response on Iran's land from Israel and from America. Here is Biden. He has a very strong message standing with Israel. And here in this picture, we see Ismail Haniya, the political leader of Hamas, receiving the message of the death of his 3 sons. Here we read on the right, Biden's quote, "Yesh lanu mechuyavut barzel." Barzel means iron, lebiטחון Israel, meaning we have a commitment that's strong as iron to the security of Israel. And this is his warning towards Tehran in Iran. Next, Israel b'milchama, the heavy price of closing the eyes. This is how we were defeated in the public opinion of the world. This article is about the betrayal of the free world. Here in the strong picture, we see a pro-Palestinian protest in London this month. And I'm reading, they're not few and they're not crazy. This is a very strong coalition of jihad supporters, the far right and the far left coming together to support Hamas, who committed a massacre. And here's a key sentence. It's much more frightening than what it seems like in first sight, because the world, the free world, is communicating that terror pays off. It's true that Hamas is the most murderous organization in the world today. And how does the world react to this? All of the pressure is on Israel, not Hamas. And here on the left, there's a commentary of Ofer Shelach, and he says, meantime, Biden, od menumas, is still polite. Biden is still polite for now. And he's speaking how Biden is a friend of Israel from the old and good type. He also mentions that he's probably the last president that takes America as a leader of global responsibility. He says the chance that Biden is giving us is a very big one. It might be the last one to create a change in this region, a change in this area that will position us in a much stronger position against Iran and her proxies in the Middle East. The next article is about Indonesia, one of the largest Islamic countries in the world. They want to come and join the OECD, and in order to do that, they are required to make peace or have diplomatic relations with Israel, and that's what's happening. Here's the CEO of the OECD, Matthias Kurman. He's saying that he's working hard on the diplomatic relationships between Israel and Indonesia, and he says it might take a couple of years. And this is the foreign Minister of Israel, Israel Katz. Here's a picture of beautiful Indonesia, and it says, Mechamemim Yachasim. The relations are warming up. Exclusive, it says. Down here, there's an article about the base in Eilat. Meginim ach lo muganim. They protect, but they're not protected. Even though just a few days, an unmanned air vehicle hit the Navy base in Eilat, which is in the southern part of Israel. And while the world is reporting that Iran is threatening or is intending to revenge Israel with aerial attacks, not all of the bases in the area down there are protected. So while a siren goes off, the soldiers need to lie down in an open ditch, and they feel unprotected. The IDF says that after examining this issue, they'll position some bomb shelters in the base. About time. Here we see soldiers, female soldiers, in a ditch while the siren is going off. And here's a damage in the Israeli Navy base from an aerial vehicle from Iran. I find the next article very interesting. It's about a medical revolution in the battlefield. The strategic change that is saving soldiers' lives that got injured during the war. Fighting over the fighters, it says. So alongside the heavy losses Israel has experienced, we cannot ignore the success of the IDF's quick evacuation of injured soldiers and the quick care, medical care that these injured soldiers are receiving in the strip. So the encouraging fact is this: there's a world record in reducing the percent of injured soldiers dying. One of the reasons for success is using blood transfusions on site and also having more senior medical personnel very close by. And the response, it says here, of medical care coming to the injured soldier is between 0 minutes to 4 minutes. Many times they take care of themselves, or a close friend takes care, or a senior medical person, like a doctor, is very, very close. From the moment of injury until getting to a hospital is between 1 hour and 6 minutes. They use helicopters and vehicles as well. 950 helicopter evacuations happened. Now I'm reading, the statistics show that since the Vietnam War, the worldwide rate of injured soldiers that die is 15%. But in this war, Israel has got a world record of 7%, and in the last month even 6%. It says in the past, the casualties of injured soldiers were 50% as lack of antibiotics. Antibiotics was lacking as the infection just got worse and killed the soldier. Down here, there's an article about Dr. Shachaf. He's a battalion doctor that has gotten injured twice in the Gaza Strip, and he always comes back to save people's lives. And it says he saved 80 soldiers from his battalion. This is amazing. So praise God for this amazing world record, and may the IDF continue to have this wisdom of saving the soldiers' lives, as many of them are severely injured. The next article is about a new fund in Israel supporting the World Central Kitchen. We all remember, it was hard to forget that Israel killed by accident 7 volunteers of the World Central Kitchen as they were giving food and humanitarian aid to the Palestinians in Gaza. There's a new fund from Israel recruiting donations for the WCK. And the CEO, the head of this fund, says this is the right moral thing to do for Israel. And Israel is very happy to support the World Central Kitchen because Israel does not use starvation as a means in a war. For more updates and stories, go to allisrael.com. Share this video with your friends. Like this video if you liked it. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.